In this video, we'll be taking a look at two WNBA games happening on September 29, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these two WNBA games after fully watching this video. One thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Las Vegas Aces versus New York Liberty. One of the two WNBA semifinal series kicks off in New York on Sunday as the Las Vegas Aces travel to face the New York Liberty. Las Vegas secured their place in the semifinals by sweeping the Seattle Storm in a best-of-3 quarterfinal series. The Aces won the first game 78-67 and then clinched the series with an 83-76 victory in Game 2. Similarly, the Liberty also swept their quarterfinal matchup against the Atlanta Dream, winning the opener 83-69 before closing the series with a 91-82 win in Game 2. The Aces come into the semifinals riding a 7-game winning streak, while the Liberty have won 8 of their last 10 contests. The Liberty's performance against the Atlanta Dream in the quarterfinals was dominant, securing a sweep in 2 games. In the first game, New York claimed an 83-69 victory, and in the second game, they triumphed 91-82. Despite trailing 28-19 at the end of the first quarter in Game 2, the Liberty rallied to take control and secure the win. Offensively, New York is averaging 86 points per game, while their defense allows just 76.5 points per game. The Liberty's offense is ranked second in the WNBA, while their defense ranks third, showcasing their balanced approach on both ends of the floor. Las Vegas also flexed its offensive and defensive prowess in the first round of the playoffs against the Seattle Storm. Their defense made key stops when it mattered, leading them to a 78-67 win in Game 1, followed by an 83-76 victory in Game 2. In the second game, the Aces jumped out to a 30-20 lead by the end of the first quarter and never looked back. Las Vegas averages 86 points per game on offense, while their defense allows 80.9 points per game. While their offense has been elite, there have been moments where the defense has been inconsistent, although they held strong in the quarterfinals. In their quarterfinal series against Seattle, Las Vegas displayed impressive defensive resilience, holding the Storm to an average of just 71.5 points per game, significantly lower than the 81 points they allowed on average during the regular season. Despite New York having swept Las Vegas during the regular season, winning all 3 games straight up and covering the spread in 2 of those matchups, Sunday's game will be a tough challenge. A'ja Wilson, who set WNBA records this season for both scoring and rebounding, poses a significant threat that the Liberty may struggle to contain. New York didn't dominate a less talented Atlanta team in their quarterfinals and will face a far tougher challenge from Las Vegas. The Aces have covered the spread in 4 of their last 5 games, while the Liberty have been inconsistent, failing to cover in 4 of their last 6 games against the spread. Although the Liberty are favored as they play at home and have won their last 3 meetings against the Aces, it's hard to overlook Las Vegas's strength when they're playing at their full potential. The Aces are in top form, and this game marks just the 3rd time this season they enter as underdogs. Historically, Las Vegas has thrived in this position, going 9-3 against the spread in their last 12 games as an underdog dating back to 2021. Impressively, 8 of those 9 covers were outright victories. I expect the Aces to not only cover the spread in this series but also win it and eventually take the title. For this game, the Las Vegas Aces to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. During the regular season, all 3 matchups between these teams hit the under, as defense was the defining characteristic of each game. New York finished the season ranked 3rd in points allowed per game, and Las Vegas just held Seattle to an average of 71.5 points per game in their quarterfinal series. Playoff basketball often emphasizes defense, and that trend will likely continue on Sunday. In their 3 regular season meetings, 2 games went significantly under the projected total, which suggests a defensive battle is in store. The Liberty, boasting the 3rd best defense in the league, have the length and size to disrupt A'ja Wilson and force her out of the paint. The addition of Phoebich to New York's lineup enhances their ability to defend Las Vegas's perimeter threats, such as Kelsey Plum, Jackie Young, and Alicia Clark. This semifinal series will likely be a strategic chess match, with both teams making key adjustments throughout. In Game 1, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Connecticut Sun versus Minnesota Lynx. The WNBA semifinals have arrived, featuring a Game 1 showdown between the 3-seed Connecticut Sun and the 2-seed Minnesota Lynx. The Connecticut Sun advanced to this stage by sweeping Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever in the first round of the playoffs. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Lynx also secured their spot with a dominant sweep, eliminating the Phoenix Mercury. During the regular season, these two teams faced each other 3 times, with the Sun coming out on top in 2 of those matchups, setting the stage for a highly anticipated playoff series. In the first round, the Connecticut Sun demonstrated their strength, easily handling the Indiana Fever. In the opening game, they crushed the Fever with a 93-69 victory, and in the final game, they secured the series win with an 87-81 triumph. On average, the Sun are scoring 80 points per game while limiting their opponents to just 74 points, which speaks to their defensive prowess. The Sun's offense ranks 8th in the league, but it's their defense, ranked 1st overall, that has truly carried them this season. As they face the Lynx, their defense will need to be even more formidable, applying relentless pressure to disrupt Minnesota's rhythm and force mistakes. The Minnesota Lynx entered this matchup with plenty of momentum, especially after 2 commanding victories over the Phoenix Mercury. In Game 1 of their first-round series, the Lynx outlasted the Mercury in a 102-95 shootout, and in the second game, they pulled away with a 101-88 win. Though they faced an early 25-21 deficit at the end of the first quarter, the Lynx fought back, showcasing their resilience and offensive firepower. The Lynx are averaging 82 points per game and allowing 76 points on defense. Ranked 6th in offense and 2nd in defense, Minnesota's balance makes them a formidable opponent. For this game, their offense will need to continue firing on all cylinders to keep pace with Connecticut's defensive intensity. During the first round of the playoffs, both teams' offenses operated at completely different levels. The Sun averaged 90 points per game in their sweep of the Indiana Fever, while the Lynx put up an impressive 101.5 points per game against the Phoenix Mercury. One key difference between the teams lies in their shooting from beyond the arc. The Connecticut Sun ranks 6th in the league, shooting 32.7% from 3-point range, whereas the Minnesota Lynx lead the league with a superior 38% 3-point shooting percentage. Although I have a high regard for the Connecticut Sun, and it wouldn't be shocking if they managed to win one of the first 2 games, it's important to note that Connecticut has won 6 of the last 8 games against Minnesota. However, the Sun are just 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games as underdogs. Meanwhile, the Lynx have been red hot, suffering only 2 losses since July 17, and their offense is performing at an elite level. Given this, I'm inclined to back the Lynx as long as the betting line remains reasonable, favoring them to win and cover the spread as favorites in Game 1. Defensively, Connecticut had the best performance in the regular season, and their game plan against Minnesota will be clear. Focus on shutting down Napheesa Collier and force the other Lynx players to step up. Collier is Minnesota's leading scorer, both in the regular season and postseason, and she has been averaging 40 points per game. If the Sun can limit her impact, Minnesota's offensive production could suffer. Although Kayla McBride and Bridget Carlton are solid contributors, they aren't likely to explode for 20-plus point games if Connecticut's defense zeroes in on Collier. Despite the Sun's talented roster, they've played at a slower pace all season, finishing just 8th in the league in scoring. Many of their top scorers prefer attacking the paint rather than taking quick, deep 3-pointers. While Minnesota has the home court advantage, they will need to adjust their tempo to match the Sun's style of play, as Connecticut has already beaten them twice in 3 games this season. Both teams boast the 2 best defenses in the WNBA, which should make for a defensive battle in this series. Additionally, they have adopted a methodical pace throughout the season, with the Lynx ranking 10th in the league with a 94.83 pace, and the Sun sitting even slower at 12th with a 93.32 pace. Given these statistics, it seems likely that the game will be low scoring, making under the projected total our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.